Hey Naturalistas, welcome back to my channel. Today we will be speaking about how to take care of your hair based on your hair porosity. Now, as we previously discussed, hair porosity is how easily your hair absorbs water. So there's three types of hair porosity: low porosity, normal porosity, and high porosity. If you find that water beads up easily on your hair strands and that your hair does not absorb or keep moisture easily, then you might have low porosity hair. Low porosity simply means that your hair has a tough time absorbing water. To counteract this, you should use a clarifying shampoo. This is like a regular shampoo but just on steroids, you could say. Like regular shampoo gets rid of the regular dirt and oil, but clarifying shampoos have some ingredients in them that cut through all the grease and product buildup that you may have on your hair and your scalp. If you use any heavy butters or oils, which by the way you shouldn't, it will cut through all of those heavy products and remove it from your hair, and you'll feel like some weight has been lifted off of your shoulders. That's how extreme it is. However, because it's so effective, you should not have this as a regular thing. I would say at most twice a month, because it works really well, so be wary. You can also open up your cuticles for more moisturization by doing a deep condition. You can do deep condition two ways, either one with direct heat or two with indirect heat. You can either put deep conditioner in your hair and put on a cap and let it sit for anywhere between 5 to 60 minutes, and then you can wash it out. Or you can put the deep conditioner in, put on a cap, and go underneath a hooded dryer or a steamer for 5 to 60 minutes, anywhere depending. Of course, the longer you leave it, the more moisture you will infuse into your strands. And then when you rinse it out, you will see that your hair is much more moist and soft. When going to bed, you can use the greenhouse method, which is basically moisturizing your hair at night, and when you're finished, you simply put a plastic bag over your hair, tie it, and then secure it with your regular hair bonnet or snug cap or hood, something cute that will keep it in place overnight. And because the plastic is clearly water resistant, it would be able to keep the moisture in your hair longer, as opposed to when you sleep with a regular bonnet or hood, the cotton or the silk will absorb some of the moisture from your hair. So when you take out your hair in the morning, it'll actually be looking popping, very moist, very shiny and bouncy and having life. You'll just notice an overall lovely difference with your hair in the morning. Also, for low porosity hair, avoid heavy styling products. So things like heavy butters and heavy oils and heavy creams, stay away from it, because your hair already doesn't absorb moisture easily. So when you try to put those heavy products on your hair, it's just going to sit on top of it and weigh it down, and it's just going to look gross and greasy, and you don't want that look, sis. You don't want it. You don't need it in your life. So instead, you might want to use some lighter oils like grapeseed oil or almond oil, and these would keep your hair more moist throughout the day. Moving on to normal porosity hair, which we should all strive to have. This is basically healthy hair. God bless you all, sis, because you'll have great hair. It readily absorbs moisture and it does whatever you need it to do. You are blessed. You are God's favorite. Honestly, the cuticles of normal porosity hair are normally really healthy. How their cuticles are set up, it's optimal for moisturization, so their hair is always smooth, soft, and silky. However, you should not take normal porosity hair for granted. You should make sure to maintain a regimen to keep your normal porosity hair. Things like keeping your hair moisturized, detangling with your fingers instead of a comb, do a hot oil treatment every week. Invest in sulfate-free shampoos that don't strip your scalp of their natural oils. Stay away from excessive heat on your hair. Make sure to sleep with a satin scarf or bonnet to prevent breakage on your hair. Always work in sections no matter what you're doing. Washing, conditioning, moisturizing, doesn't matter, work in sections. Remember that your hair porosity can always change over time, so again, don't take your hair porosity for granted. Make sure to stick to a good regimen so that you continue to have healthy, normal porosity hair. Moving on to high porosity hair, this sort of hair has gaps in the cuticle itself, allowing water to pass quickly in and out through the hair strands. This can lead to frizz and tangling in humid weather. If your hair sucks up moisture quickly but then loses it just as quickly, then you most likely have high porosity hair. For persons with high porosity hair, first of all, any water activities like swimming or anything like that, you would need to protect your hair with a cap, because these types of activities can easily break and damage your hair. You should use a leave-in conditioner or moisturizer for moisture throughout the day, and always make sure to seal with an oil like avocado oil. This will help to maintain moisture and prevent dryness. People with high porosity hair should also incorporate protein treatments into their regimen. Protein helps to act like a bond in the hair cuticle. So where you have gaps and holes in your hair strand, the protein helps to patch it up in a sense and strengthen your hair to grow. It is advised that you use protein treatments monthly. So once a month is good enough. Don't overdo it. Please, you might end up making your hair fall out or something. Don't do it. Remember that protein is not a moisturizer and should not be treated like a moisturizer. Deep conditioning for high porosity hair is also a little bit different. I've heard of people doing a mask at night and leaving it in their hair overnight until the next morning and then rinsing it out. By doing such a long deep conditioning process, it helps to infuse more moisture into this hair, which is already very weak and fragile. So you're nourishing your hair to grow stronger. As opposed to low porosity hair, people who have high porosity hair should use heavy butters and oils to seal in their moisturizers. So in the Caribbean, we do the LCO method, which is liquid, cream and oil, because that's best for our climate. So you would do your water or the hair milk as the liquid. You would have a leave-in conditioner or a moisturizer as the cream, and you'd have something like avocado oil or coconut oil as the oil, obviously. And use heavier products because these would better be able to moisturize your hair. The heavy butters or oils help to compensate for the protective layer of hair that's missing. So when looking at your product ingredients, make sure something heavy is listed like castor oil or coconut oil or olive oil in the first 5 ingredients. So have you naturalistas found out your hair porosity as yet? Tell me in the comments below. I'm low porosity and I'm just so pissed, but I'm doing deep conditions monthly to try and get my hair to a normal porosity level. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. Before I go, I just want to show you guys this cute top that I got from Ben & Curry. It is just